So you've seen what a great opportunity high ticket closing is, but well, in this video, this is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. So if you want to make good money from your laptop, if you want to close deals for coaches, consultants, and online businesses, and you're willing to actually put the work in instead of chasing these passive income pipe dreams, then becoming a high ticket closer might be the best move you'll ever make. But let me be clear, this opportunity is not some copy and paste side hustle. This is a real path to freedom, and if you treat it like one, it will set you up for life with location, time, and financial freedom. In this video, I'm going to give you the complete roadmap that I've used to help hundreds of my students transition into remote sales. I'm going to give you the step-by-step how to go from zero to pro closer. This is a video, honestly, I wish someone would have made from me 10 years ago. So let's dive in. Step one, understanding the game. First, you've got to understand what this actually is. High ticket closing is where you take pre-qualified sales calls over Zoom for successful online businesses with a high ticket offer. Now, these offers are services or programs that help people to either get in shape, make more money, or fix their relationships. They basically solve a big problem that is causing pain. Now, the deal sizes are usually between 5 and 15K, and commission is usually 10 to 15%. So that means on average, you make $500 to $1,500 per sale. Now, the people you talk to, they're not randoms. They're people who have already raised their hands, who have booked a call, who have filled out a form, who have watched a VSL. They are warm sales calls from people that actually want help. But your job is to qualify them. It is to uncover their pain. It is to lead the call and close them into the program that solves a big problem for them. Now, this is a skill-based income. The better you get, the more money you make. There is no cap. And the skill you learn compounds for life. Step two, mastering the fundamentals. Now, here's what most people miss. Before you even think about jumping on sales calls, you need to know and master the fundamentals of high ticket sales. You need to master your inner game and the mechanics of high level sales skills. But this is not corporate sales. You can't just go out there and pitch to 100 people and hope for the best. You haven't got weeks to close someone. You literally have 45 minutes. Now, when I talk about inner game, this comes down to radical ownership. You need to be 100% responsible for your outcomes. If you have this soft, blame everyone else mindset, then this ain't for you. Radical ownership means everything is your fault. Emotional control. High level sales is about tapping into emotions. You need to learn how to not react, but respond. You need emotional control. Leadership energy. You're going to need to be the authority that guides people into making the right decision. You need to be able to lead on a sales call. Conviction above all. You need to have unwavering self-belief in yourself, in your offer. There is absolutely no room for doubt in high ticket sales. Now, mechanics. Now, this is about these principles. Firstly, understanding buyer psychology. You need to be able to tap in the powerful human drivers of actions and behaviors. You need to know what is behind people making a decision. The anatomy of a sales call. If you don't have a proven framework to run a high ticket sales call, then you will crumble. Objection handling. That 9 out of 10 sales calls will have strong objections. If you don't know how to overcome them, then you're going to get severely limited on your success in this space. Frame control. Frames are everything in high ticket sales. They are the things that set the tone for the entire conversation and how people see you as someone trying to help rather than just someone who's trying to sell to them. These are the bare minimum you're going to have to master if you want to be a high ticket closer. Step 3, train like a pro. So now you've learned the fundamental skills, you're going to need to drill them at volume. The way I like to think about this is like boxing. You don't watch a few videos on how to box on YouTube and then sign up for a fight. You're going to get knocked out faster than a knife fight in a phone booth. You need to drill sales calls in an environment where you can actually make mistakes, try new things, and get to the point where running a sales call is muscle memory. So all your conscious effort goes into being present in the conversation. You need to do role plays. If you're still at the stage where you're on a sales call and you're thinking, oh, what questions do I need to ask? What's next in the framework? Oh, what am I missing? Then you need to do more role plays. This is the mistake that most people make in this space. They just binge YouTube videos, write down a few notes and think that they're training. No, this is studying. Training means reps under pressure. And what does that look like? It looks like doing daily role plays and getting feedback. breaking down your calls like athletes watch their game tape. Study your tonality, your pacing, your energy. Practice objection handling until it is muscle memory. If you're not role playing at least 8-9 times a week as a beginner, then you're not serious. This is why I make my students spend their first part of the Close Pro Academy drilling these foundations and jumping on as many role plays with coaches and other students as physically possible. We simulate real calls, we give live feedback, and we build confidence through competence. So just make sure that you are doing the same. Now, step 4, landing your first offer. Now you're ready to get on a real team. Now, to be blunt, most closers struggle here because they either don't know where to look or they don't know how to present themselves. They come across like desperate amateurs. Here's the play finding offers. Now, I'm gonna do another full video breaking down how to find high ticket offers, and I'm gonna put the link in and around this video. But you can go onto the Facebook groups where they post opportunities, but be warned that this is the lowest hanging fruit approach, and the opportunity is gonna match your efforts. So be warned that there are a lot of scammy offers in these groups, and there's going to be a lot of people trying to sell you things. So make sure that you are vetting these opportunities properly. Look, a much better way is to find coaches with a decent following on social media like Instagram or YouTube. Reach out to them directly or find sales recruiters in this space who are actively recruiting for remote sales roles. But you need to know how to position yourself. Look, it doesn't matter how you find an offer. If you don't know how to position yourself correctly, then you've got as much chance being placed as your ex taking accountability. So stop coming across like a beginner begging for reps. Be a qualified and professional closer who is hungry, who's coachable, who is ready to earn. Look, where you reach out from is going to give whoever you're trying to be placed with an immediate impression of you. So if you have a profile that's set up like a professional, it has personality on it, it shows that you are a closer, then you're going to get far. But if your profile is just a bunch of random photos of you looking out a window like you're in some music video, you're going to get ignored. Also, you're going to need to be able to pitch with clarity. The impression of you continues with how you put yourself across when you outreach or on your applications. Honestly, if I get one more person who reaches out to me and says, "Hey bro, you're looking for a closer," I am going to be imprisoned. When you are speaking to offers, show them who you are, what training you've been through, what value you're going to bring, and how you're going to help them to win. Look, when I place people in my program, even if I have an offer that comes to me desperate for a closer, I can never hand someone a role. They still need to present themselves correctly and know how to interview like a closer, not a sales employee. Trust me, I have seen this from every angle. I've placed myself as a high ticket closer. I beat 650 people in an application process. I have built sales teams for my businesses, for other people's businesses. I have hired and fired hundreds of closers. So make sure you follow these steps. Step 5, close, improve, scale. Look, once you land a seat, the real game actually begins. Now you need to show up like a pro. The realities of a closer is working 4 to 5 hours a day from anywhere in the world. But the hours you have to work, you have to show up like a pro. You have to operate at a high level. And that means tracking your KPIs. You need to know your figures like the back of your hand. It means reviewing your calls weekly. Don't get complacent in your role. You need to watch your calls back, feedback, reviews, get obsessed with improving your close rate. This is how I help closers to double their income working the same hours. It's no longer about learning, it's about refining. That means your tonality, your emotional regulation, your ability to hold space, to challenge and close with authority and leadership. Do this, and this is how you make more commission without taking any more calls. When I was a closer, I would close at 60 to 75%. That's how I was hitting 20K months while I was still doing coaching on the side and other things with other businesses. Focus on mastering the skill of sales, and that is how you are going to scale. Step 6, choose your path. Now, not everyone will stay as a high ticket closer forever. I didn't. So once you've been in the space a while, you've got options. If you want to stay as a closer, start stacking then 15, 30K months, travel the world like I did, you can. If you want to lead a sales team, if you want to build your own agency, even if you want to start your own offer, you can. One of the first people I worked with, Jay, he hit 10K months in 6 weeks with high ticket sales. Now he's gone on to have his own offer where he's doing well over 60K a month. Look, you are now fluent in the language of high ticket sales. You understand buying behavior. You know how to lead. You're dangerous in the best possible way. And this is where things get fun. Look, when it comes to long-term success as an entrepreneur, you need the 3 things that high ticket closing gives you. The first is skills. The number one skill you need as an entrepreneur is sales. And as a closer, you develop that at a high level. The second thing is time. Even as a full-time closer, you're never really going to take more than 6 calls a day at 45 minutes each, which means you have time to do other things. And the last is cash. Yeah, no surprise. It takes cash to make a business work, but you have cash flow when you are closing. If you're pulling in them 10, 20, 30K months, which is just pure commission, well, that is the cash flow you need to go on and scale and do bigger things. Look, you're never gonna make 6 or 7 figures a month as a high ticket closer, but you will get everything you need to do that as a high ticket closer. So to recap, the roadmap looks like this. Understanding the game, mastering the fundamentals, training like a pro, landing your first offer, closing and scaling, and then finally choosing your path. If you do follow these steps with consistency and hunger, this skill will honestly change your life. And if you want help doing all of these things without wasting years on trial and error, then you can work with me one-on-one in my mentorship, the Close Pro Academy. We will train you in high-level sales skills. We will place you in a high-ticket offer, and we will help you to scale both your skills and your income. So if you're ready to bet on yourself, build a remote sales skill that will pay you for life, then click the link below, book a free call with me or one of the team, and we will see if you've got what it takes to close like a pro.